All right, Coach, I know you would have liked to keep on continuing playing baseball, but you ended the season with a win, which I know was important for those seniors.
Yeah, I'm obviously really happy you start with the pitchers, Wiley Hartley, to go out there and pitch the way that he did. And it was important, I think, for our team and me personally that Dom Castellano finished on that mound with a win after what he had to deal with Friday or Thursday night. And really nice to see Sonny have a big day. Lex had a couple hits. Matty P had a couple hits. I'm happy for those guys.
Talk a little bit more about Wiley. You needed him to come in when he did.
Yes, yeah. Like that thing was getting out of hand in a hurry, and they were all over Sauser right there, and he really settled that thing down, got us back in the ballgame, and when we scored runs. The big shutdown innings after we scored, the zeros after we scored were huge.
Rich, I know when you got hired, you said the standard was to make the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
You did it last year, falls a little short this year. How frustrating is it to kind of squander the season?
Yeah, I mean, you go back in the middle there, you can talk about Thursday night and that stuff, but there's 6, 7, 8 games in the middle of the year that you talk about winning games you feel like you should win. Like, we lost games we had won. And that's hard to deal with. And it's going to be hard to sit here and watch the conference tournament on TV, and it's going to be even harder to watch the selection show. And goal is to never let that happen again.
How do you get over that hump? I mean, you talk about it. There's just plays here or there, whether from a hitting standpoint, pitching standpoint, you were close, but just not good enough.
Yeah, we were close enough to lose close too much. I thought we were better as a whole offensively when you dig into some of the numbers, but there's really only one offensive number that matters at the end of the day. It's runs scored, and we can still be a lot better there. I thought we pitched good in spurts, but didn't pitch good enough in the league. Defended well in spurts, but didn't defend well enough in the league. So all those areas.
What do you think the biggest difference was? You guys started the season 13-3, and then obviously conference play was much more of a challenge. What was the big difference between non-conference and conference play?
Yeah, I think once we got into the middle, the starting pitching kind of faltered. Then we had to make some adjustments and switch out roles, and we had some injuries there in the middle that kind of switched roles for the pitching staff and guys trying to help their team win on the fly and adjusting the roles in the middle of the year. And it just didn't work out.
This is only your second season as not just UCF's head coach, but just a head coach at all. What about this season kind of helps contribute to your learning curve? How do you develop as a head coach?
I mean, I think all of it, right? Like you can win, you can learn from last year when I felt like we had some success. There was a lot to get better in, and you can obviously learn a lot from all the stuff, from everything we did. From the coaching part of it, from the player development part of it, from the program development of it. Like there's a lot to learn.
What did you tell your players before the game and then after this one, this being the final one?
Before this one?
Yeah, before this one going into it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you got one more shot at home to put this uniform on with your family, that team, and we were not going to lay down and just roll the ball out there. Those guys fight. Like Sauser deserved our best effort. When Wiley Hartley went in there, he deserved the team's best effort. Same with Dom Castellano, and I'm glad to have those seniors get after it. And at the end, I briskly broke them up. I took the seniors by themselves and just thanked them. Those guys have fought for me for 2 years and tried to push this program forward. I'm just upset we didn't do enough to continue to let them play.
2 seasons in the Big 12. What have you learned about constructing a roster to be competitive in this
Yeah,
league?
and I thought we made some adjustments with it. In some areas, I thought we matched the athleticism of the league. In some areas, we didn't. Powers involved in this league, just the overall athleticism and the depth of starting pitching. The teams that struggle in our league have starting pitching issues, and then it turns into back end issues. So just the depth of pitching to continue and the quality of pitching.
So what's next for you? I'm sure there's players in this team you'd like to retain, and
Yeah.
there's a recruiting class coming in, and transfer portal I know will be a big part of it too.
Yeah, and then recruiting obviously never stops. And we got guys in that room that I'm going to talk to here in a little bit. They're going to, in 6 weeks with the draft being as funny as it is, they're going to have to make decisions. And I'll tell you guys the same thing I'm going to tell them. Like, if you try to sit down and figure out the Major League Baseball draft, you won't. Been around it for my whole life, and you can't figure it out. We'll just got to play it by ear as it goes and try to fix the holes and make sure that we got the right guys in the locker room when we start up next year.
Who are some players that we should keep an eye on when MLB draft comes around?
Well, you get Diamas Ross, Antonio Jimenez is draft eligible, Espinal, from the position player-wise, Dylan King's draft eligible. I'm hoping somebody gives Sonny a chance. Lex Bodecker, like they're all, from what I've seen, got a shot that hopefully somebody gives them a chance. Now, as it is now with 20 rounds and the way it is, it's completely different than when I play. And then you can go up and down the pitching staff. I'm hoping Sauce and Staggs and Castellano, those guys get a shot.
Thanks, Rich.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.